Right.
Yep.
Good violence, bad violence. You're right.
Yep.
Gerald, we were on the same page when I
Yep.
wrote my column, and you and your the wonderful people that work for you crafted the front page and the lead stories. You could say the same thing. I think it was last week's Trends Journal. Hands off my body. I want an abortion, but that doesn't apply to masks and vaccines. Hands off my body.
Yeah. What
So
hypocrisy?
the government always talks out of both sides of its mouth.
Yep. That's Anthony Frieda came up with that. He's the artist. I didn't even put that. He heard me say that one time, and he came up with that the bad violence and good one. And again, look at the $40 billion plus when you add all the others, about $54 billion that we've sent to Ukraine to keep this war going. And this past Monday, the Russian defense troops beat the Ukrainian fighters in Mariupol.
Yeah.
And the headlines were that it wasn't that they surrendered. It was what? That the combat mission was over.
Right. Because the media, inexplicably, but this is the case now, the media is on the same side as the government. The media has bought and swallowed the thou shalt hate Putin and hate all things Russian. Hey, how well are those sanctions going, Joe Biden? You don't even hear about them anymore. Is the Russian economy crippled? Are the Russian troops not able to have lunch every day and not able to have rounds in their bullets and their guns because we've crippled the economy? Whatever happened to that?
Here, this again, our economy is going down. People are living paycheck to paycheck, and some $54 billion has been sent over there. And again, it's very important. This port city that they just overtook, this is going to be a land bridge to Crimea. And most importantly, it's full control of the Sea of Azov. So that cuts off all Ukrainian maritime trade leaving there.
Wow.
So this is a very big victory for them, but it's totally whitewashed out of the mainstream media. And as you mentioned about Russia, their ruble now is back up. And we're saying that Russia's going to be more self-sufficient. They're going to be pulling more and more away from globalization because they have the human and natural resources not to rely on other nations for their survival. You don't have to worry about supply chain disruptions when you're making the products at home. And again, the big news is that, now McDonald's is officially pulled out of Russia. Oh, how terrible. Now the people can't eat crap anymore. They got to find it somewhere else. This is the news. And again, the biggest news in America, and to show you how worthless it is this guy, this Johnny Depp and his Heard thing. This is going on for like a month. What the hell do I care about this guy? Why do I have to hear one word about it? And it's on every major channel.
I was on WABC with Sid and Bernie the other day, and they said to me, "Are you following the trial?" I said, "Absolutely not. It's the most disgusting thing imaginable, just reading the headlines."
Yeah.
And you're right. That's what's captivating America. The jury should say a pox on both your houses. What a waste of the jury's time and of the government's resources to try and resolve this kind of horrific nonsense.
But as the people are focused in on this, they're missing the trends that are shaping the future.
Yes, they are.
They're blind to the future. And the masses are just following like they always do. We are headed to the United States, to me, is at war with Russia. It's not a proxy war. They're at war. And now this is a headline out of the Jerusalem Post today. U.S. to refuel Israeli warplanes during massive drill. You ready? Simulating Iran attack.
What does this mean? If Iran attacks Israel, I hope they don't, but if Iran attacks Israel, we're going to send troops and material over there to defend Israel? Another war? Just like Joe Biden sent troops into Somalia last week? Most Americans don't even know what Somalia is or where Somalia is.
That's
What does
right.
that have to do with our national security?
None of it. Again, but you said, what if Iran attacks Israel? What if Israel attacks Iran?
Oh, they'll expect us to support them.
Oh, yeah. And what about,
that's probably the more likely scenario.
yeah, the Israeli drill, you ready? Dubbed Chariots of Fire.
Oh, jeez. Who comes up with these names?
Mentally ill people. Channel 13 revealed on Tuesday night that U.S. refueling tankers will drill the mid-air refueling of Israeli fighter jets during the Iran attack simulation. The U.S. Central Commander, Chief Michael Kurilla, landed in Israel to participate in the drill. Isn't that great? Now, how about it's okay for Israel also to bomb away at Syria anytime they want? But God forbid Russia does anything or the United States does anything. Yeah, Russia is a crime. Again, we're both totally opposed to Russia's invasion.
Of course.
Totally opposed to it. But the hypocrisy here with the United States' long list of war crimes and when Israel could do anything that they want, but the hatred, and you said it before, and it's so important what you said about government loves to
hate, that loves to focus, to zero in, to focus people's hatred. This was a lesson from 1984. The person everybody hated, his name was Emmanuel Goldstein. I don't know where George Orwell came up with that name, but that was his name. And people went to movie theaters just to watch Emmanuel Goldstein. I don't even know if he actually existed. Mouth things, and the crowds would scream hatred and throw things at the screen in the movie theater. And the government encouraged this, that he was the enemy of the people and the enemy of their freedom. The American government has been doing the same thing for generations. The Germans in World War I, the Nazis in World War II, the Soviets, our former allies right after World War II, Iran, Iraq, Hussein, Putin, whatever, COVID, whatever, whoever they want us to hate at the moment.
Well, you said it. It's really summed it up. The government is the enemy of freedom.
Yes, it is.
And by their deeds you shall know them, and they continue to rob us of our freedom. And until we unite for freedom, peace, and justice, I think we're going to see more and more hell on earth. And the things that you said about those 8-year-old kids, you're an 8-year-old kid. And even if you said what they said, you're making this a crime and you're wasting time, money, energy, and killing the spirit of young little kids and screwing them up for life.
Terrorizing them. Absolutely.
Terrorizing.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Judge. And
thank you, Gerald. Like I said, no matter what we talk about, it's always a pleasure, my dear friend.
Well, thank you so much for having me doing this and giving the people what you know and how you feel. And again, it's not about your emotions or your beliefs. It's about your knowledge of what America is, what the Constitution represents, the Bill of Rights, and how they're being robbed from us. So it's not what we like and don't like, it's what is. And thank you for being that authority, that judicial authority that gives us that information. So see you next week, Judge.
You got it, Gerald. All the best.